welcome to 1111 VT Firm Podcast. I'm your host, Saint Marquise. This is episode 10. We have Antonio Austin, designer of Niflow clothing brand. How you doing, Antonio?
I'm doing well. Blessed. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yep. It's a Wednesday, so I can't complain. Keeping the week going. That positive energy, positive affirmations, keeping blessings and hope alive. So, tell me about your brand, how you came up with it. If you could talk about the name of it and the story of it and a little bit of a background about yourself.
Okay. Right now I'll start off with background on myself. My name is Antonio Austin. Born and raised Oakland, California. I have two lovely parents, Antonio Jr. and Wanda Jones. My father's from Panama, originally from Panama. Came to the U.S. when he was probably around 7. My mother is from Stockton, California. They raised 3 lovely kids. Firstborn is my sister Antonia. Second is Antonita, and I'm the third one. I'm the only boy. From there, the schools I attended and were in Oakland, California. I went to Burhart Middle School. First, I went to Maxwell Park first. Then I went to Burhart Middle School. From Burhart Middle School, I went to Willard in Berkeley for 8th grade. Then from Berkeley, I went to Oakland Tech. I went to Oakland Tech from freshman year to half of my junior year. Then the other half of my junior year, I went to San Leandro High School and graduated from San Leandro. Then from San Leandro, I ended up attending College Alameda for 2 years. Then from College Alameda, transferred to school in Nebraska. Then from Nebraska,
So you bounced around a lot.
Yeah, I bounced around a lot. Well, when it comes to junior colleges, you only got 2 years there. Then from there, you decide what 4 year you want to go to. But the 4 year I chose to go to, things went left because of just being African American in another state where the only players are African American. It's kind of hard to adjust when you see the difference of how they treat you. Mm-hmm. So that's why I transferred schools and decided to go to finish off in San Diego. Then from San Diego, I decided to pursue playing basketball overseas. So I ended up going to Spain for a tryout, and things went well. It was a blessing. Then from there, I got on the team. I did well there. Then I decided to go to Panama to play just because of, that's where my father's from. And I wanted to represent his country as the best as I can. So I'm not done yet, but, since this, quarantine, things are on hold when it comes to, either going back to Europe or going back to Panama. So now when it came to my clothing brand, I had thoughts of having one when I was in Spain. That was around 2018. I thought about having a clothing brand, but I wasn't sure like how, the steps I should take to get there or what I had to do or people I had to talk to start it. So while I was out there, I had a art book that I used to just draw just random things of, fashion like clothes, shirts, pants. Then I ended up just start drawing wolves. Didn't know why I started drawing wolves, but it just stuck on me. So once that stuck on me, I was like, okay, well, it's just something that's pretty cool when it comes to wolf. But, I have to have information or background why I chose a wolf, out of every animal that's in the world, why did I chose a wolf? So, so when I went to Panama in 2019, that's when I started putting things together or what type of fashion I wanted to do. Like, did I want to make a street fashion or anything around that? So when I was in Panama, that's when I started thinking about names the names I wanted to have to represent my fashion brand, my clothing brand. So I started off with Wolf. Somebody had that, so I could, take that. So I was like, Wolfin. Wolfin was taken also. So I was just like, you know what, I can basically kind of do like a mirror image of Wolfin. If you flip Wolfin, it's Niflow. So I was like, okay, that's different. That's different. That's different if someone asks me, why I chose Wolfin or why I chose Niflow, I can say like if you flip it, it's a mirror image. So it's kind of what you see is what you get type of thing.
Right. And why like the wolf in particular? Like what makes that animal distinct from other animals?
When it comes to a wolf, I see a wolf as a dominant animal. You know, it's one of the four-legged animals that's very dominant, and you know they all come in packs. You know, yeah, you might see some, you know, alone, but they're stronger in packs. So when it comes to wolves, if they're if they're hunting something, yeah, they have a leader, but that leader finds that prey to hunt, and he always needs help at the end to to kill that animal. So I see wolves as people. So yeah, you can whatever you want to do or whatever you're passionate in doing, you can do it alone. But it's easier if you get someone to help you, or you have a group of people. Like when it can be family or it can be friends to push you to where you need to be or lead you to the way that you want to go. So that's why I chose the wolf.
Yeah. And
It's
let's
more
backtrack it. When you relocated to these different places, right? So what skill sets did you develop in like adapting to new environments, and how does that parallel with the traits of the animal, the wolf, and or representing your clothing?
yeah. When it came to me going to Spain and Panama, it didn't really take me that long to tap into the culture or the rules that they had. It was really of my parents growing up. They told me they wanted me to see the world. They told me things that I kind of didn't really have to see for myself. So, they told me the things they've been through growing up. When it came to my father, him being Panamanian and speaking Spanish and coming to America, how he used to get picked on, or the things that he went, like basically how to survive. So they taught me, how to survive in Oakland. I feel like Oakland is, a tough city as it is. You got to have strong skin. So I feel like if you can live in Oakland, then you can live anywhere else. That's the way I've seen it. So when I went to Spain, it was different when it came to culture and how they ran the country. But I felt like it wasn't that hard for me to tap into it. Or Panama. When it came to Panama, Panama was pretty different. They had their rules are kind of different when it comes to Spain. Like they're all free living out there in Spain, but when it comes to Panama, it's like they have a lot of rules that you have to follow. Because if you don't follow them, then no telling where you'll be. So, but when you relate it to my brand, it's more of when it comes to a wolf, you have to adapt to the type of animal that they're hunting or the way they live, and the climate. So it can be cold. They hunt in the cold, and they also hunt when it's hot. So yeah.
And like, what current projects have you been working on with your clothing brand, and what type of like values do you guys represent, or like the mission that you see for your clothing brand?
The goal I have for my clothing brand, you supposed to always have goals for your whatever you do, but when it comes to my clothing brand right now, just for me to start it, just for me starting it this year, I felt like I've been doing pretty good. I don't really have a team right now. I'm doing this all alone when it comes to, the design and uh, the view and where I see it going. So when it comes to my art, everything that I have right now, is basically touching my hands and my hands only. So when it comes to like shirts, shorts, hoodies, um, sweats. I've done socks, hats, like everything that I give to people or everything I sell. Excuse me, it's touching my hands. So when it comes to me doing that, it's a good feeling just because I can see other people working. I mean, I can see other people walking around and wearing my art. And it's very meaningful for me because a lot of people can say, "Yeah, I have a clothing brand," but it's more. Sorry, people can say, "Yeah, they have a clothing brand," but when it comes to my clothing brand, it's basically I'm seeing my art in people's hands or my art on people's bodies, and I can say that, "Oh, okay, I did that." You know, it wasn't really a middleman or anybody else touching my product but me. So I feel like that's a good feeling, and just just seeing that is just a blessing. You know, just to have the opportunity to have my own clothing brand, or just seeing the world, or doing the things I'm doing right now is just a blessing. So I can truly say I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that's very unique. And like, what I want to say, what like makes your product different from other brands out there for like the supporters or potential supporters of your brand?
Um, when I say different, I really don't try to put it as what makes mine different from others. So I don't really see it as a competition. I just feel like once you see it as a competition, then you're just trying to up someone else. So for me, it's just staying in my own lane for the most part, and just doing what I love. Like anything that comes to mind, just using my creativity just to see how it goes or see what people think about it. So I can say that kind of I wouldn't say that makes me different, but it's just, like I said, it's just me just staying in my own lane, not really worried about other brands. Because once you worry about other brands, then that's when you question your own. So I just feel like once I just keep a straight tunnel, straight line, and just focus on what I want to do, or how I feel about a design, or what people like it. I don't know. It's just free art for me, I could say. So it's whatever comes to mind. I just do it.
Yeah. And you say free art. Have you been doing any type of like experimental work with the clothing?
Yes, I feel like everything I do is like just something that just pops in my head, either in the morning or before I go to sleep. And I just wake up and I just like, what, let me just try this, see how it goes. And I could say more than half of the time it comes out nice. So it's nothing I've done that I say, what, I'm not gonna come out with. I might just give a glimpse of it and see what people think. But at the end of the day, it's the confidence I have in my art. So it's just like I tell people, like when it comes to the stuff I wear, like most of the time I don't match. I won't lie to you. Most of the time I don't match. But if I have that confidence of wearing it, people will have that confidence, like, okay, yeah, it don't match, but it looks nice. But I can't say, yeah, he doesn't match, but it still looks nice. So I just feel like once you have that confidence in yourself, and then whatever you do, then people will feed off that, or feed off that energy.
And with you building this clothing brand, for those that are trying to build a clothing brand or starting at a small scale, what challenges are you like dealing with? What problems have you had along your journey?
Just I could say ask for help for the most part. Everybody wants to, have that pride when they feel like they can do it by themselves. But yeah, you can do it yourself, but you can always ask for help, or guidance, or a mentor, or anybody that you can talk to while you're doing this process. And I've had a lot of friends and family that I've spoken with when it comes to my art. Like I have a close friend, Tyler. I know y'all know you remember Tyler. Tyler Thompson. I talk to him every now and then when it comes to my art, because he lives out in LA, and LA is big on fashion. So I kind of he kind of guides me, or tells me which avenues I should take, or which ways I should go to be successful when it comes to promoting my brand, and getting my stuff out there. So he's been very helpful. I have a lot of friends that have been very helpful, but I can throw out names all day, but that for sure, Tyler. I've talked to Tyler. I have another friend, Tim. He has his own clothing brand, Bullies. He introduced me to Who Cares, or and Salves. So he introduced me to people that's doing the same thing I'm doing, but they're doing this stuff a different way. But I still have people I can talk to that can help me out to be successful, as they're doing right now.
Right. So you can't stress the importance of having a mentor, having multiple mentors, having them guide you and direct you, and not having somebody that's on the same playing field, but somebody that's been successful at it or is moving in that direction that can, help you along the way. And
Yeah,
that way you can learn from them and lead the youth and lead the new generation.
yeah. So like when it comes to like the good thing of having a clothing brand is when you have friends or people that you don't know, they see what you're doing, and they see you moving up on a scale, it pushes them to watch what you're doing, but feel like they can do better. So it's just like I don't see it as a competition. Like I see it as, if I'm doing something I love and I can have friends or people that I don't know see what I'm doing and get inspired by it, that's what all that's all that matters. It's like when it came to basketball, like people were hitting me left and right, asking me, what did I do, or how did I get to where I'm at. I'm not the type of person that you'd be like, yeah, I don't have time to answer your questions. I'm not gonna answer. It's like, yeah, like I just feel like if I was in that position where I wanted to find that information, I would ask also. So I don't mind people hitting me up, asking me like, where did I start when it came to basketball, or what did I do when it came to starting my own fashion. Like I see that as a blessing because they could have just been like, I'm not gonna hit him up, or I'm just gonna figure it out myself. But just for them to reach out to me and ask me what I did and I started this year. So, just for have people to ask me, how did I start it, or where did I, what was the first thing I did? It's amazing. It excites me and it just pushes me forward. It motivates me, as I'm motivating them.
And you started this business during COVID-19.
Yes. Well, I had the ideas before, but at that time I was kind of nervous about, what people think, or it was mostly like, what were the thoughts, or, what people think about me coming out with the clothing brand. But it was just me questioning myself, So I just feel like as long as you don't question yourself and just go for it, then things will run more smoothly. But when you question yourself, you're basically procrastinating and holding out on the gift that God gave you.
And how did you break that fear?
Just doing it.
Questioning yourself.
Just doing it. I ended up having a little commercial last year. I just threw it out on Instagram, and I had people, liking the commercial, or commenting, having a comment under the video, and I ended up taking it off like a month later. And I was just like, yeah, like, do I actually want to do this? Because like once I'm in it, I'm in it. So once I end up coming back from Panama, that's when I fully invest my time and my ideas when it came to my clothing brand. That was this year in March. So I can say I started in March. That's when I fully invested in, building my clothing brand and make it to what it is right now.
All right. And what like current projects are you working on right now, and what can we expect from Niflow in the future?
What you can expect, greatness, I can say. And when it comes to me being creative, when it came to my clothing brand, it's like every day something pops in my head, and it's just like, yeah, everyone has that creative box in their brain, but it's just like once you tap into it, it's crazy. It doesn't, you don't know what you'll come up with. It will just whatever pops in your head that time or that moment, you'll either keep it in your head or you'll write it down. So right now, I'm leaning on more of a woman line. Like, yeah, I have hoodies, sweats, and shorts, and shirts, and hats. When it comes to everything is unisex. So it's just not like it's a male brand, like a male dominant brand. I also want my brand to be woman dominant as well. So right now I'm working on a sweatsuit for women, like kind of like a boyfriend type of sweatsuit. Like, yeah, it'd be kind of baggy in a way for women who likes to wear like baggy hoodies or like baggy sweats, or it can be tight fitted also. So I'm working on that right now. I have tanks. I'm working on spandex shorts. So like right now I'm kind of like leaning on more of the women's side, because when it comes to women fashion, if they like it, they'll buy it straight like that. Like for us, when it comes to men, we'll say, oh, we like it, but we'll sit on it. But when it comes to women, if they like something, they're getting it then and there. So I want my stuff to be balanced, man and woman. I don't want people thinking that it's more men or it's more women, but I want it to be balanced. So I have both crowds, both genders.
Right. And with your customer reviews, have you received like positive feedback, or what type of feedback have you received, and like what is lacking like in the clothing space that they want or need?
I've been getting nothing but positive feedback, which is a blessing. You probably have some people that think negative of whatever, but I feel like everyone I've spoke with or anybody who reached out to me, it was all love and it was all positivity. So that's what like I said, that's what pushes me to keep going or keep throwing out more merch when it comes to the time that we're in right now. Like I've been thinking like crazy. I feel like I come out with something almost every week, and that's a beautiful thing just to have. Just to have ideas just flowing through your mind, and the ideas that you have flowing through, people just loving it. That's it's exciting. It's exciting to talk about, and it's just an exciting feeling when you're actually talking to somebody about your business or when it comes to anything that you're passionate of doing. If you're passionate to talk about it to others, then that's a beautiful thing to have.
Right. So how can the community get in contact with you and support your brand Niflow?
Right now, I have an Instagram, Niflow.Wolfin. You can follow me on Niflow.Wolfin. I have a website coming pretty soon. I'm just trying to, make sure I do things right when it comes to, having a website. I'm not trying to have no hiccups. So I'm not really sitting on a website. It's just I want to make it perfect. Everybody has to start somewhere, but I'd rather just make sure my project is perfect before I'm throwing it out. So right now you can go on Instagram, tell me what you like. If you want to order something, I can, tell you how the ordering process goes. I also ship as well. So I've been shipping all over the country. So the one city that I want to actually tap in with is in China. I have a close friend that's in China playing basketball right now that I like to visit, to go play basketball as well, but, also tap into their fashion. So, I feel like basketball kind of helped me out when it came to, meeting people, meeting good people, meeting friends, and meeting, friends I can call family. So, I'm not done with basketball, but, since we're in this, pandemic, I've been focusing on basketball, but it's just keeping the balance, working out, working on working on my merch and also working out. That's a balance that I've been working on since we've been in this pandemic. So it's been kind of hard. I won't lie, but it's been going well.
Right. And how can we contact you via email?
Via email, you can hit AntonioCAustin@gmail.com. Or like I said, you can go on Instagram. You can go through reach me through DMs. Tell me what you like. Tell me like anything that you want to order. Then I'll tell you the ordering process. And I'll always give out the tracking number so you can keep a track of your package and make sure it comes on time. Or if it doesn't come on time, you can reach out to me as well. Then I'll contact FedEx or UPS and make sure you get your package.
Right. Because you got to put that customer first.
Yeah, customers first. Customers are always right, even though sometimes they might be wrong, but you always got to make sure the customer.
Got to put that customer first. That's a
Hey,
Jaheim remix.
this is Jaheim. Yeah, you make sure your customers happy. You got to you got to make sure they feel like they're at home instead of feeling like a stranger. So, I feel like once you have that connection with that customer, that's when more will come. And everyone, every customer you have is basically you got to treat them like your first customer. So if you treat that customer like a first customer, that's when you get more customers. And if you keep that same process, that's when that crowd will come and your mind will go crazy because a lot of words will become.
Oh, we're getting like brand marketing all in one. I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all building connections. Like my close friend always told me, he's like, it's always building connection. You never know who that person may know. So it's just like once you treat that person right, they can run back to the person that's, I wouldn't say bigger than them, but higher on the stage when it comes to like either fashion or you just knowing people. It's just building connections when it comes to either basketball, the fashion industry, business industry. It doesn't really matter. It's just building that connection because you never know if you might need that person in the future, or you might need that person. That person might need you. So
Definitely. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you. This is episode 10. Antonio Austin of Niflow clothing brand out of Oakland, California. We out.